Hey, how's everybody doing out there? It's a weekend. You ready for the weekend? I'm ready. And I'm ready to get into some Philly sounds. Philly sounds here on the Sounds of Philadelphia. I'm your host, Joey Bruno. Some of you may know me by name. Some of you may know me personally. And we're going to do a quick 20 minutes here. Which is going to be pretty hard tonight because I'm featuring 2 double disc CDs. So we got a lot of music to cover, and I'm going to get right into it. We're going to start out with my buddy, long-time, most valuable player, Philadelphia area. He's played with everybody under the sun, basically. And along with being Todd Rundgren's touring keyboard, he played keyboards and sang background vocals for many years, from 1995 up until about 2018. So he was a consistent band member in Todd's touring band. He's toured with Jefferson Starship, and in Philadelphia he's been here forever, it seems. A vital musician in the Philadelphia area, and we are blessed to have him. I gotta say, because he has contributed so much to the landscape of this city. Okay, so let's get right into it. Here we go. This is John's new album. It's called Another Thrilling Episode, which I love. I love the title even. That got me right there. It is a double disc CD. See all that? There's a lot of songs. First disc, 12 songs. Second disc, 12 songs. So we got 24 songs from John Ferenzik, a.k.a. Ferenzik. I believe he's going under that name now. Just plain and simple. I like it. And we're going to get right into it and start right out. So this is an instrumental album. I would definitely say it has overtones of, well, more than just overtones. It's a lot of beautiful, phenomenal 70s, 80s, some 80s jazz rock fusion. Okay, but I don't want to just label it as jazz rock fusion. There's some prog elements. There's some electronic elements. There's some atmospheric elements, Latin. Boy, John just he just covers everything you could possibly want to hear if you're really into diverse, stylistic, instrumental music. Okay, so let's get into it. Track 1, beautiful, man. Here and Back. So if that gives you a little hint as to what this track might sound like, and I'm going to say John was very inspired by Jeff Beck on this. So it's I would say it's a tribute to the late great Jeff Beck, who we all I know myself. I literally cried. I cried the day Jeff passed, and I know a lot of other people did too. That one really hurt. But you got people like John continuing in this tradition that started, maybe came to fruition, in popularity with Jeff Beck's Blow by Blow. But it was long before that. Things were going on in that genre of music. Starting way back, Miles Davis, probably is actually the forefather of the genre. So we got Here and Back. And what can I tell you? Right from the first note, I'm thinking Jeff Beck, Wired, that kind of thing. So let me play a little clip, little bit. This is what you're going to get right off the bat, right out the gate. Let's listen to it for a minute. Wait to hear the guitars come in, man. Just phenomenal. little bit of Blue Wind. Jeff Beck, Blue Wind. Unbelievable guitar work, and I do believe that John is playing all the guitars on the whole CD. Good stuff. So that's a little taste there. Yeah, the personnel. While I'm speaking of that on the record, some stellar playing. A couple of people I want to definitely mention would be Richie DiCarlo on drums, just playing some phenomenal drums on that. I would say about 3/4 of the album is Richie, and then we have the amazing Prairie Prince from the Tubes and Todd Rundgren's touring band, and also Jefferson Starship, and a million bands, legendary, and Kazim Sultan himself from Utopia makes a few appearances on the record. And then we have John Anthony playing a lot of percussion throughout it. Van Romain also plays some drums on this. He's from the Steve Morse Band. Steve Morse of the Dixie Dregs. Another great jazz rock fusion band. But as far as I can tell, except in a few instances, John plays pretty much all the guitars and the keyboards. So primarily known as a keyboard player around the city and the world, little did we know, John's been practicing. When you hear the guitar licks with this record and the just phenomenal, arrangements that just showcase some incredible guitar playing, some phenomenal arrangements, phenomenal production. I know I use the word phenomenal too much. I'm trying to cut back, but I can't help it. It's phenomenal. What do you want me to do? It's the best word to describe it, Anyway, so yeah, it's just jam-packed with just so much phenomenal music. So next track in is, let me get my notes here, Living in New York. Which is now we're into a kind of a funk groove, beautiful bass on this, and reminds me a whole lot of the Brecker Brothers, Michael and Randy Brecker, the Brecker Brothers albums that they put out in the 70s, particularly an album called Heavy Metal Bebop, which I get a lot of that kind of thing. There's a little bit of a Latin feel. There's a break in there with some Latin percussion type feel to it. Just another great song. I mean, another barn burner. Next song is Stepped On. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to review every single song because I only do 20 minutes here, and I'm already pressed for time. So I'm going to take it up to disc 1, the end of disc 1, and actually a little bit over that. I'm gonna go to the title track, which is the first song on the second disc. So Living in New York, great, phenomenal song. Next song is Stepped On. Okay, and basically that is a slow shuffle, bluesy, lots of double track guitars, just washing through the mix. I recommend headphones for this album because the way it's produced and engineered, there are just a lot of great headphone moments on this record. So yeah, Stepped On. Shuffle feel, beautiful shuffle, bluesy, great. Next song is Dragon Song, which I don't know if you did it on purpose, John, or it just was an accident, but we get a lot of Mahavishnu Orchestra overtones in this, or let's say inspiration maybe on John's part. It's in 3/4 time signature. It eventually dissolves into a 6/8 kind of you get into that kind of feel. just again, a lot of Jeff Beck style influenced guitars going on this. This track reminds me of Jeff Beck's album Guitar Shop that he did with Terry Bozzio and Tony Hymas. Very much in that mode. One of my favorite Jeff Beck albums, and I think a lot of Jeff Beck fans would agree. So that's a Dragon Song. Next up is Never Say Never, which is, again, we're back into funk territory. We're in a 7/8 time signature. Smooth, though. Not a 7/8 time signature that you would maybe not even recognize. Very smooth. And I love odd time signatures, and they are all over this album. Lots of that kind of stuff going on. Lots of double-tracked guitar and synth lines, similar to what Jeff Beck used to do with Jan Hammer when they would double, and you could barely tell what was the guitar and what was the keyboards, because Jan Hammer had a way of making that synthesizer sound very guitar-like. So I'm hearing that it may be just two double-track guitars, but it sounds to me like it's a double-tracked situation of guitar and keyboards, and I really like that. That song is a winner for me. I really like it. Beautiful Hendrix-inspired wah-wah guitar solo in the middle. You could kind of as the song progresses, it kind of just flies in and just wow, bam, just hit you where it hurts, man. It's heavy. It's heavy guitar, man. Heavy duty, blitzkrieg of guitar. And again, that Jan Hammer synth kind of sound, that patented sound that he had. Next song is Sundowner. Very slow. 3/4 time, like a waltz a little bit. Very warm, embracing kind of song. And, after the first silo of manic, insane jazz fusion, it's nice to take a little breather with Sundown. Saxophone playing, there's a few saxophone players, I believe. I may be mistaken. But on Sundowner, I believe it is Robert Martin on tenor sax, and he's on quite a few tracks on the album, which gives it a little bit of a different flavor. So you may have that Jeff Beck thing going on, but I do recall, I don't think Jeff Beck ever had any saxophone soloing within his song. So that was a brilliant move by John to bring in Robert Martin on saxophone. As I said, he's on quite a few songs, and he adds just a great flavor to every song that he touches on this record. So again, beautiful song. Next song is Exotic Voodoo Baby, and Exotic Voodoo Baby has a lot of jungle, atmospheric, that sound. We all know that sound of the jungle from movies, You can hear it in the background, birds and several species of small furry animals. You know what I mean? That's a little Pink Floyd thing I'm throwing in there. Did you catch it? I hope so. Anyway, yeah, just a very relaxing, lilting. It's lilting, It just washes over you, and I love the use of vibraphone. Do you people know what a vibraphone is? So it's that big instrument that's set up like a keyboard, and instead of a keyboard, you play it with mallets, and it's been used by Lionel Hampton, was the big xylophone player, or vibraphone player. I'm sorry, and it's been used in the fusion years of the band Gong. They used it exclusively, and it really adds such a nice touch to this song. I really appreciated that as a drummer and percussionist myself who can play vibraphone. It was really wonderful to hear that. Next song up is Maxine. And similar to if you listen to Jeff Beck's Wired, quite a few songs are named after women, and that's Narada Michael Walden wrote those songs. The phenomenal, I said it again, phenomenal drummer who played with Mahavishnu, and his solo albums are great, and he played with Jeff Beck and Tommy Bolin, and long history. So yeah, I'm getting a feel from this song, Maxine. It's it's again a little bit of Jeff Beck going on, but funk overtones on top of that, and around halfway into the song, in comes John with just some blistering guitar work. An amazing guitar tone. His effects, his amp combination, whatever kind of guitar he's using, he's nailing it. And that goes throughout the whole album. I mean, John's playing throughout the whole album, which is very surprising to me because I always think of John as a keyboard player. And, I don't know which he's better at this point. I always thought he was just the most incredible keyboard player. Now I have to add guitar into the mix, and I'm not sure which one he does better or if he just does them both just as great. So, great song, Maxine. Next song is Cheap Shots. Just wall of guitar. That's all I can tell you. Wailing wall of guitar throughout this whole track. Another great one. Lone Ranger Boogie. Lots of those, what I spoke about earlier, those unison guitar, keyboard, double tracked, in harmony, kind of interplay. Another great song. Lone Ranger Boogie is the next one, and again, lots of unison keyboard, guitar, textures throughout. Another beautiful. That's actually one of my favorites. I really enjoyed that. And let me turn the page here. A lot of songs. Let me get to my notes here. Next song is Who Done It. Kind of like a chugging rhythm on this one. Really gets you. As soon as it kicks in, you want to. Sounds like a train coming down the tracks, just heading towards you. It's just a great feel and a great change of pace. Which another thing about this album is, you never know what's going to come next. I mean, you're thinking you're in this one kind of a genre. Next thing you know, John turns it around, and you're enjoying something else. Completely in another realm. Let's say. So that's consistent throughout the whole record. Next song, Trepidation 13. Now we get very soft again, very atmospheric. Very kind of a washes over you, that kind of thing, and very much features that vibraphone that we spoke about earlier. Matter of fact, starts with that vibraphone right off the bat, and gives it a little bit of a lounge feel. May I say? Sorry, John, if I'm overstepping my bounds here, but yeah, it's just a phenomenal song. I love it, and well. I'm going to hit us with the last song here, although, I'm ending here an under-thrilling episode, but beyond that, we have I Know That You Know, which there's a Mahavishnu song that's You Know, so you know what to expect there. Velvet Rendezvous, Work It Down, River Daze, Daze, Larry's Ferrari, that is a Philadelphia joke, or play on words, I should say, that most of you my age will get. Larry's Ferrari. Sorry. If you remember Sundays, I think it was at noon, we had a guy playing this big giant organ. His name was Larry Ferrari, and he played every Sunday at around noon for our enjoyment, and he's a Philadelphia icon. So I think that the connection is Larry Ferrari on Larry's Ferrari. Okay. Bad Connection, Smoke and Mirrors, Right from Wrong, Scene of the Crime, Quicksand Decisions, and Sunset Cocktail Samba. And it just moves along in the same kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Linear. It moves along in a linear fashion. If you've heard what I just said about the previous 13 songs, it continues, and it's just, bottom line, if you are into melodic, instrumental music with touches of jazz fusion, prog rock, straight up rock and roll. There's a good bit of that on here too. Lots of just phenomenal guitars, keyboards, great drum work by the three drummers who are the guests that I mentioned earlier on the album, and that'll wrap it up. Okay, so John, thank you for sending me this. And John was also so gracious enough to send me his whole catalog. So down the road, I can guarantee you we'll be reviewing some more of John's work, which is quite voluminous, right? I believe he sent me 7 CDs, so this is his 7th release. And I'm telling you, everyone is different than the other. My favorite kind of artists, Bowie, Prince, Jeff Beck, Todd Rundgren. These guys, I like bands or artists who you never know what they're going to do next, and John is definitely one of those. I've been just pouring through all the CDs he sent me in, and you can see. He has one album that he covers a Nas song on. It's a lot of straight up rock and roll. And I'm just thrilled about another thrilling episode. And I can't stop listening to it. Thanks, John. Love you, brother. Okay. What do we got left here? Well, I'm already at 22 minutes. That did not work out too well, did it? So, what I'm going to do is give you a quick rundown of this. This is... Oh, boy, I'm getting a lot of glare on these jewel cases. Let's take this out. Still getting glare, huh? Kwederology, Volume 1. This is a guy, I kind of know him here and there. I've had a relationship with Kenn off and on. Not too much. It's not like we're close friends or anything. All lies. All lies! He is not only one of my best friends in the whole entire world, he's a mentor. I played in the Secret Kids back in 1980 for a while. Version, I guess it would be version 3, version 2, however far you want to go back. And we had some great times playing the London Victory and the Bijou Cafe and here, there, and everywhere. And to this day, I consistently go out and see Kenn. I'm speechless sometimes. Kenn's songs are just solid gold to me, As a songwriter, there's nobody better. There's nobody better in Philadelphia, and I would venture to say there's nobody better in the whole United States, maybe the world. And I'm going to go that far. And I know some of his fans that are friends of mine would mirror that sentiment. He's just unbelievable, and he keeps going like the Energizer Bunny. He's not going to stop either. He threatens to stop, but we know he's not going to stop. So anyway, what this is, it's a 2-disc compilation. Okay, there's disc 1. See how this one opens. There we go on this side. Here's disc 2. And what this is, it's a compilation. And what we get here is a lot of studio stuff, and also a lot of live stuff from several bands, various bands. And, you can just see, there's the track listing here. Okay, and it's just got everything right off the bat. "Man on the Moon," the original 7-inch single. He's at it again, live at Tramps in New York. Bifocals, "What Am I Talking About?" One of my favorite songs. I love "What Am I Talking About?" January, February. Okay, one of the most heartfelt renderings. Just, oh my God, when you're at a Kenn Kweder show and he plays January, February, you can hear a pin drop. It's just a magnificent work of art. And lyrically, nobody can touch him. Next, we have Patti Smith live at Glassboro State College. "Torn Rice," which, as Ken knows, is my numero uno Kenn Kweder song. My all-time favorite, never gets old. And this version here is live at Tramps in New York again. "Apology," what an incredible song. That's a studio recording produced by Ben Vaughn. "Suicide," great song. "Susie Said So," a Philadelphia classic, a Philadelphia legend. What can I say? Everybody knows that was the other side of the "Man on the Moon" single I previously mentioned. "Old Tan Datsun," which I'm proud to say I'm playing on. Very simplistically, but I'm playing on it. It doesn't require a lot, so I played to the song. Next, "Outrage at Walsh's," which is just that. It's Ken on one of his outrages, a short little ditty. Places, beautiful song. One I hadn't been aware of up until only a few years ago. "Pandemonium in the Scare," it's his prog rock song. Well, he has a few what I consider prog rock songs. Long, lots of changes, lots of, insane tempo changes and chord changes, just phenomenal lyrics. "Trouble on the Line," "Freedom from Sense," "Two Little Bugs," cute little song your kids might enjoy, I think. "Cab Jam," which I'm playing on, and is actually the outro. This was live from the Bijou, I believe. Yeah, live from the Bijou. It's basically just about a minute of the outro of "Man's Got a Gun" that we performed that night, that went on for a good 10-12 minutes. Ken allowed me to do a little quick minute and a half Keith Moon style drum solo in there. So a little disappointed that that's all I got, was just a little 58 seconds. Whoever did this album, put this together, whoever edited it, I am severely mad at you. You cut out that it was. I remember the night. I remember playing it like it was yesterday, and it rocked so hard. And Mr. Editor, why not include the whole song? 58 seconds of the last 58 seconds, I should say, of the song. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. Where were we? Cab Jam, Words and Dreams. Another great, one of Ken's phenomenal lyrics, all that. Heroin, one of his classics. Imagination, another one of his songs that I consider a little bit of a prog rock song almost. Again, Doctor Says, another one. These are lengthy songs where Kenn wrote changes, and the songs are just all over the place, stylistically, when he does these longer, complex pieces, let's say. Jack Kerouac, Jack Kerouac, When You Coming Back, right? When we see him live, we love that song. It's much requested. Mommy and Daddy, formerly known, I believe, as That's a Job for Mommy and Daddy. Just a brilliant pop epic. Okay, in a parallel universe, that song, which was released on a single with "Back on You" on the B side, is absolute top 10 Billboard as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I hear that song. I sing it all day long. I can't get it out of my head. Just love it, love it, love it. And I wish that somewhere, someone down the line would have released that and worked some radio stations. And maybe it could have been one of those songs that a radio station played. People heard it. They start requesting. Momentum builds. And the next thing you know, Kenn Kweder has maybe a top 20, top 10 Billboard charted song. I really think it's that good. Okay, so Mommy and Daddy and Crackhead. What can I say? You'd have to just go see Kenn live to witness Crackhead. Diablo, man, a song that I loved playing when I was in the band. Again, subtlety, then madness, and more subtlety, and just blows your mind, man. Blows your mind. It's one of those kind of songs. Cassidy's Bible, another standard in his repertoire to bring things down a little. Just again, the lyrics on these folkier songs, the slower, the ballads and stuff, are just so introspective and so heartwarming, and they really hit you here. They get you thinking. You really start thinking. And that's the sign of a phenomenal song, if ever I've heard one. So Man of Stone comes up next. I'm running out of time. I gotta hurry up here. Sorry, things got away from me with John's CD. New Hampshire, again, one of my favorites. Marco Polo, Jigger of Rye, Candy Store, another much requested song at Ken's shows. My Uncle Made Me Do It. You could just imagine what that's about. Turning Myself in Two, Furl and Getty, Remember Me, written by his mentor and the incredibly talented Billy Scheid, who we lost quite a while back, and who really, without Billy Scheid, I don't know what direction Kenn would have ended up in. He would have been out there and performing and making us all very happy with his music, I'm sure, no matter what it was. But I believe Billy Scheid had a very big influence on Kenn, and he'll tell you that too. Also he admits to that. So Remember Me is a song that you will remember. Again, another Kenn Kweder song. Once I hear it, it's in my head for the entire day. I may even be singing it when I wake up the next morning. So what an incredible song. And then the end, we end with a song called, well, not really a song, a spoken word kind of collage thing, just 26 seconds long. It's just a little creative little outro to wrap up the whole 2-disc set. So that's Kenn Kweder, Kwederology, Volume 1. I'm going to have links down in the descriptions here where you can buy John's new CD and also any one of his 6 or 7 CDs he's released. I don't know what the status is on Kenn's record, but it's from 2015, I believe, is when this came out. And I know they're still available somewhere. I have to track Kenn down, which anybody who knows him is not an easy thing to do. And as soon as I can, I will also add a link where you can buy this and any other of Kenn's discs. Who like John, Kenn, I believe, has around a total of 8 or 9 CDs. And there's a Kwederology Volume 1, Kwederology Volume 2. They're both compilations. And one other compilation, which is, the name escapes me, with the red and blue, with all his flyers on it. That was the first compilation. And I may like that one even a little more than this one. I'm not sure. They're all just so good, you know. So anyway, that's it, folks. John Ferenzik. Let me grab this. Another thrilling episode. That's a new release. Our legacy pick for the week is Kenn Kweder, my main man. Kwederology Volume 1. And I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be doing, let's see. I have it over, where do I have it? Do I have it here? No, I don't have it here. Well, anyway, I'll surprise you with it. I actually forgot where I put it, and I forgot what I was doing next week. Tony Mecca, who also has, he's just released his 6th CD, and it is phenomenal. I'm using that word again. Absolutely incredible. Just amazing. And for our legacy recording next week, I have it right back here. We're going to get into this. Philly's African, I think it should be in the Guinness Book of World Records, maybe. I'm not sure. But Philadelphia's first all Afro-American straight-up punk band. A little bit of glam in there, a little bit of this and that. But I was gifted this by one of the members of the band, and it's got some interesting things inside here. But I'm not going to show them to you this week. I'll surprise you. And that will be it for next week. Tony Mecca, Pure Hell. All right? Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll put maybe that link in there too. I don't really like to self-promote on these particular shows. I have so many great things coming up in the new year. You're not going to believe it. We're going to be doing interviews with, everybody's asking me. I got people that you want to listen to coming at me, messaging me, hey man, can you do an interview with me? Can I be on the show? So we're going to really start branching out. These are all just kind of a test run, these early ones, but I have so many great ideas that I'm going to interject into these podcasts. Not to mention, I'm going to be doing several other podcasts. One, I asked people on Facebook, would you like to see me go through my vast collection of limited edition box sets, rarities, DVDs, CDs, vinyl, So I don't have the biggest collection in the world, but I'm pretty proud of what I have. I have a very good bit of very rare box sets and CD releases and DVD releases and Blu-rays and all that kind of thing. So I'm going to be doing another show, Collector's Corner, I think I'm going to be calling it, and that'll be twice a month. So that's coming up. And I wanted to just remind everybody real quick about something. My old friend and bandmate, Alice Cohen, who was in the bands Fun City, the Moroccos. I was also in that band with her. I'm on their single, which I'm also going to do a review of. It's coming soon. And, of course, the Vels. And she moved to New York, and she's had a brilliant, amazing solo career. Again, we're talking 5, 6, 7 records she's put out. Everyone as good as the last. Just Alice is a phenomenal talent, a songwriter of excellence. With a great vocalist, great musician. Her background is just written in stone here in Philadelphia. So many bands, so many great shows, that were put on by all these bands. So, so I would ask that you go and see it. It's going to be a holiday thing. It's at Frankie Bradley's. Probably not going to be able to see that. I'll read it to you. Frankie Bradley's, 1320 Chancellor Street. The Rockin' Holiday Review with Ellen Britton, Tom Cohen, and then Alice Cohen with a full band. She hasn't played in Philly in 4 years, so I ask you, please, buy tickets. If you go to my profile on Facebook, I have it there with all the links and everything you need to buy tickets and go see that. And in January, we're having another Philly Loves Bowie week. So that's going to be a great, exciting week with a lot of energy behind this. And Candy Volcano, one of the best Bowie, I guess we're calling them tribute bands now, but they really inject a lot of their own style and flavor into it, and they just do a phenomenal stage show. They're going to be playing at the Ardmore Music Hall on what's the date? Let's see, the 24th of January. So I would ask that you go see both of those shows and support live music in Philly and buy physical CDs, vinyl, or cassettes if you want, or 8-tracks. Just buy physical media, and preferably new, so these artists can get their cut of the money and make a living. That would be nice, wouldn't it? To make a living as a musician. It's rarely done, but it can happen. As long as you support Philly music. Bye-bye. I'm going to hit the stop button now. And we went way, way long. We doubled our time. We're at 42 minutes. I hope you hung in. I didn't mean it to go this long. I like to keep them at 20 minutes, but if you hung in, simsalabim, all my love to you. Sending a virtual hug out to all my friends and followers on Facebook and on YouTube and on my Philly Music Connection page and my Todd Rundgren Facebook groups, and it goes on and on and on. I'm busy writing my book. The book that I wrote a chapter for, called The New Wave Almanac, is going to publication as we speak. Should be out in a few months. And I was given the chance to write a whole chapter on the Philly music scene of the 80s, And I think I tried to, it's hard to do that just in one short chapter, but I think I pulled it off. I covered every genre of music. I was not segregated at all in my choices of bands, and I talk about the clubs here. Basically, it's late 79 to mid 80s, late 80s, that time period. So as soon as it comes out, I'll let all you guys know. The other contributors are all I'm in good company. People from Ultravox, Sham 69, Simple Minds. I mean, just across the boards, all those bands from back in that period, late 79 to late 89. They're all in there, and I'm in there with them. Woo! I'm in good company, right? I was actually asked to do it. So somebody up there likes me. I hope you do too. Take care and have a great week. Bye-bye.